Hi, my name is Gabe Hollenby. I am a technical evangelist at AWS. It's a funny title, I know. What does it mean? It means I'm a software developer who also likes talking to people. So I've been building apps for many, many years, and a lot of those years have actually been building apps on top of AWS. And now my job is to learn all about what AWS has to offer in our different services and come and share that knowledge and all the cool stuff you can do at events like this. I love my job, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to come here today and to learn from me and from all the other speakers. And really appreciate it. And now, I would like to invite onto the stage one of our customers. His name is Amit Upadhyay. He is a CTO at MI-XLAB. His company does a lot with telematics for the connected car industry and other industrial applications. So Amit, please come on board and share a bit about your experiences using AWS IoT now and in the future.
Yeah, so I represent MI-XLAB, and Rollr is our brand name for telematics and telematics and IoT products and solutions. We are part of Motherson Group. Motherson Group is a tier 1 supplier to almost all the automotive OEMs in the world. And these are our basic divisions. So starting from wiring harness, that's a primary part of the revenue of the company. Vision systems, defense and aerospace has been a recent addition to the group. Electronics and IT, of course, we do a lot of factory automation, not just for ourselves, but also for our own customers. So we have a captive IT company which does all this automation. So talking about the components that Motherson Group supplies. So as you can see, we supply lots and lots of components, starting from bumpers, mirrors, door trims, and intent is to increase the content per car every year. And also including vehicle electronics, and that's where we come in. We basically design and manufacture telematics and IoT and electronics products. These are our 4 verticals. Being part of the Motherson Group, we of course supply our telematics devices to OEMs. We have a fleet management solution also, which is being used by a lot of B2B companies. We also open up our APIs for system integrators to build their custom solutions for or on top of our platform. We have IoT integration, so anybody wants to use our platform for embedding IoT solutions in their own products, that's also possible. And because we have this platform, we have now kind of scaled it to include use cases from industrial IoT also. And defense electronics is something new that we are venturing. Defense electronics is probably the most precise form of electronics that you can have. And we try to build the same quality in all our hardware products. So talking about the Rollr IoT platform, right? So any IoT platform would typically have these 3 components. All right. So on one side you'll have these devices. So you have lots of devices starting from a basic telematics unit, going up to the infotainment system, which is probably 20 times more complex system. But yeah, again, the core of this is having a connectivity in the device. Once you are connected, that's what the IoT means, right? So then we have the IoT cloud. We'll delve more into the structure of the cloud, and then we need to build lots and lots of applications. So the idea is that once you have the data on the cloud, you can represent in different formats. So while an OEM may want a 360-degree view of what's happening with their latest cars, right? A kind of a location analytics, or they would want to know how their latest rollout car is performing, and they can have all this in a real time, right? Then fleet management, dealership onboarding, and retail users of course have an access to their cars on a mobile app. So talking about the hardwares that we have. So these are the different hardwares starting from infotainment. Rollr Mini is a plug-and-play device. Probably it's the easiest way to get a connected car if you want right now. You can just order it from Amazon and plug it in, activate on the mobile app, and you have a connected car. Rollr SOS is a very special kind of device that we manufactured for one of our OEM customers. This is like a OnStar for agriculture. So this would be probably one of the first cases of using IoT in agriculture, agriculture vehicles. So what it does is basically, if the customer is having some problem, they can press a button and they are connected via hotline to the OEM, and the OEM call center can resolve the queries, directly then and there. A Rollr Pro TCU is an advanced version of the telematics unit. It has a lot of add-on sensors, like you could add fuel sensor or maybe temperature sensors onto this device. So this is how the telematics cloud look like, right? So there are three major components, I think, as Gabe already pointed out. So there is a device connectivity part, there is the cloud backend, and then the presentation and UI layer. So as you can see, the cloud backend actually is pretty complex. There are so many different modules that you need to build. And when we started 4 years back, we had to start from the ground up, building each and every components, such as the device connectivity gateway, firmware management, analytic algorithms, customer identity, device management, and so on. Unfortunately, at that time, we did not have a platform like AWS IoT. Otherwise, we would have directly started to use those services. But I can clearly see how this will match to the AWS IoT platform. Moving on, so these are the different applications of fleet management. Rollr mobile application is available for retail users. App-based infotainment is like Android Auto on your mobile app. So this is something that we are building for one of our OEM customers also. Talking about the data that is flowing from the from the devices, be it vehicles or in machines. So these are the kind of different data that is going. So location data, driving behavior, diagnostics data, configuration data, and security and exception events. So large amount of data is sent to the cloud, and that's just from one endpoint. Now imagine having tens and thousands of these devices sending data to your cloud. That means you need to have very scalable, very secure kind of platform which supports multiples of devices, and of course you need to probably open up your APIs for third-party applications, building domain specific applications. And that's where I think I can clearly vouch for the IoT platform that AWS has, basically because it has all these different components. So any component that that you can imagine, I think AWS has already built, and it's a very mature platform, starting from the edge to the cloud backend, where I think Gabe already covered about device management, security layers, and going up to the application layer, right? So our journey with AWS, as I said, we started in about 4 years back, building cloud from the ground up. So we were earlier using mostly the infrastructure services, basically the Amazon EC2 instances. At one point of time, we were running about 14 to 15 instances in a VPC cloud, then using Amazon CloudFront for rendering web pages, and of course S3 for raw data storage. But what's happening now is basically we are going to replace each of our existing components with these services from AWS. So we have already replaced the AWS IoT core as the gateway, the first connectivity part, then Lambda functions, Kinesis streams, and of course the Alexa and other voice services that AWS has is going to play a very important role in the connected car ecosystem. So that's where we are looking to use Alexa, Polly, and Lex. Just quickly talking about how the migration is looking like. So as I said, that the connectivity gateway we have already replaced with AWS IoT core. Then we are looking to replace the different device management capabilities that already AWS has. Of course, analytics and other device management capabilities. So some obvious benefits, I think Gabe has already discussed this, but you get all these features out of the box: device management, device shadow, load balancing, scaling, and security, right? So you can just basically offload all this tasks to AWS. Talking about AWS IoT at the edge, I think it's very important. This is one of the products, kind of emphatic cockpit that we showcased at CES this year. It's basically a cockpit that can transform in its behavior once you are there. So it can do a driver recognition and kind of modify the environment to suit your preferences. A solution like this would require lots of decisions to be taken at the device level or at the car level itself. and that's where the AWS IoT at the edge will be very, very important, right? So local machine learning instances which are trained in the cloud could be deployed on your car, and which will enable these kind of decisions to happen. Finally, what the future look like with us with AWS, I think AWS we are already using for powering our connected fleet. So not just cars, but all sorts of vehicle are already kind of using the AWS cloud with these components. And we are also integrating the Alexa voice service in the car in the infotainment system, so you can focus on driving and offload your queries and other task actions to Alexa. And outside your car, if you are at home, you can just query. This is something that we already done the integration, so you can just query Alexa, where is my car? Alexa talks to our cloud, and they can send a response to you basically. So overall, looking fantastic, and we're very excited, to work with the AWS team. I think they have a very fantastic, roadmap going forward. So we are kind of hooked onto the ecosystem, and that's all from my side. Thanks. I think over to you, Gabe.